They're a little project that I've been thinking about doing for over a year now, and it has something to do with my Keurig. I have a Keurig Elite coffee maker. I think it's got a 60-ounce water reservoir that we use, or at least mostly my wife uses, to make coffee. And one of the most annoying tasks for a Keurig is refilling this water reservoir. The newer models come with a little lid, and this comes off, but it's to make it a little easier if you want to just fill it up with maybe a pot or something. But anyways, what I've thought about doing, since I have a refrigerator with an ice maker and I have water coming out of the wall going into my ice maker, I was going to tee off the water and run it into the top of the Keurig so that I can, using a little valve, turn the water on and off and just refill the 60-ounce reservoir just by turning it on and off, and that way you don't have to pick it up, you don't have to be carrying water across the kitchen. So this video will walk you through how I'm going to do that. So I have a 1/4-inch water outlet from the wall, which looks like this. It's the other side of this. From there, that hose comes out, and I need to tee it off. So I'm going to tee off the water from the refrigerator, the one that goes to the ice maker and the water dispenser. I'm going to tee it off, go into the 10-foot hose, take it up the wall, and then I bought a little extra of this stuff, but then I will go into this piping, and I have a little rubber thing. I'm going to drill a hole in the top of my water reservoir and put my water tubing into the Keurig. So that way you don't have to, and of course right before I get there I have my on and off switch so that you can turn the water on and off and just refill the water as you need it. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will walk you through that. This is pretty much your parts list. In order to get it done, you're going to need some tubing, whatever size you need to tee off from your water supply to your refrigerator, or you can run PVC over to the place where your Keurig's at. You're going to need, probably the best bet is this 1/4-inch plastic PVC tubing that you can run to the Keurig. You will need a rubber coupling, and I'll get the official name for this and put it in the description. They got this in the electrical fitting section of or the fitting section in Lowe's. You'll need a on-off switch for turn the water on and off. You'll need a T to tee it off. This is a compressor, so you go from 1/4-inch to 3/8, and that's because this T is only 3/8. I couldn't find a quarter T, so I had to go up to 5/8 and then back down. To the quarter. You're going to need something to cut your tubing if you need to redo your tubing on the back of your refrigerator. You'll need a couple pliers and some Teflon tape. Your refrigerator will come with potentially the male end of your water line, so you'll need to cut it off. Make sure you're cutting it at a 90-degree angle, that there's no, you're not doing it an angle. Alright, so once you've done that, you have your blank end. You're going to need to put the female end on. So you'll buy this thing, and the female end actually comes with the metal. You can see I did it, but it comes with a metal, I don't know what that thing's called, but it comes metal, and if you put it on there, it will cut into your tubing. So so you need to buy a packet of the, I think they're called dahlias or something, but you need to buy the plastic one. So the nut goes on first, the female end. Oops. And then a little plastic piece, and then the flare, you stick it in the tip, push it all the way in, bring your nut out, and you have the female end of your line. Alright, so now that you have the female end of your line, because remember I told you the T only comes in 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, you're going to need to expand it out to a 5/8 in order to come into the T on the other end. Alright, so that's the end of this part. I will show you how to put the Teflon tape on. Is basically this little tape that's made of Teflon. You use it for your threads when you're doing any kind of plumbing work or pipes. So like you replace your shower head, you use this stuff. And it's pretty easy to put on. You don't want any big chunks in there. I don't think it would matter. It's pretty forgiving. But so you put the tape on the threads. Use your thumb to keep it in place. Wrap it around. Go around once or twice. I'm sure once you've got it coated enough with the Teflon tape, put a little pressure on it, pull, and it's on there. Alright, so now your Teflon tape is going to ensure that you have a good tight fit. Take your female end and you stick your Teflon tape coated nut in there and tighten it down. It should be a pretty watertight fit. So, just to show you what I was talking about as far as the metal ring and the plastic ring, here's the female end that's going to go on this white tube. When you get them in the package and you get the brass ones, they come with that metal ring stuck inside of it. So you can take a screwdriver, pliers, and you poke it in there, and it will pop out. It won't come out as easy. I took that one out already, but you'll just have to hit on it and it'll pop out, and that'll give you your female end without the metal Delrin sleeve. So you need the plastic one, and then you'll need the thing that goes, the needle that goes inside your tube. Basically, how we're going to assemble it: we've got a line like this coming in from the wall. It's going to go into the T like this. All right. So this is the white line coming in from the wall. And we've already got the female 5/8 or 3/8 attached to the refrigerator, so that's going to go to the refrigerator. And then we have a compression 1/4 to 5/8 to bring it out to meet this one. So this, I put the compression on. This is going to take our lines going to the coffee maker and expand it out to a 5/8 so that it can go into this T. We've got our Teflon tape on it. Attach it to the female end on the T. Goes in here. And then this side goes there to the wall. This side goes to the refrigerator. The other side, going out to the coffee maker, will go into the Teflon taped T on one side. The female end that we just put together will go in on the 5/8 on the other side, on the 1/4 on the other side. So everything's a quarter right now. The 5/8 is done. So our quarter T needle valve, and then a 1/4 compression down to the hose. And then this side we have this grommet, the rubber grommet that I got at Lowe's. This will go on the rubber tip, and now we're gonna take a drill and drill a 1/4 hole in the top of the Keurig, and it's going to go in here. So we want to add water. We'll just turn the valve on. We'll fill up the water to the level we want, and then we'll turn it off, and that should be it. Alright, so I'm going to tighten everything up, and we'll come back behind the refrigerator. Okay, just to review, we got our plastic tubing. I've tightened up these ends here, and these were half inch, and I make sure you tighten up the valve stem because that will leak. And go down here, and we're back to the other end where we have our T. Tighten up. There's a nut here, nut here, nut here. Tighten all those up, and then, like I said, we have our T. Water in from the wall, and then we also have the female end that we installed first. I would go ahead and install this one first because this doesn't spin. Okay, so you need to have the ability to spin this as you tighten it up. And if you don't do that one first, then you'll be dealing with a bunch of twisted hose. So tight seal on both of those. Go back to the line in. And that one's got play. It's got a spinning nut, so we don't have to worry about all the twisting and turning. Got this turned off. Let's go ahead and test and see if our valves are good. From the house line, which I need to tighten up because we got a puddle over there. House into the T going from your direction to the left, goes up to the ice maker and the water. T to your right goes into our 10-foot water hose, and then it's compressed down to our on-off needle valve, which we turn it on and off, and then we'll eventually, next portion of the video, we will drill a hole and install this into the Keurig. So I'm just going to test this part to see how well it worked. And so I'm going to turn the needle valve on, and that is what will be going into the coffee maker. And we'll turn it off. And the most nerve-wracking part, I guess, would be to drill a hole in your $200 Keurig machine. So what I did is I got this this water container that I've had for a couple years and never used, and I just drill a couple of practice holes. Stick the grommet in there and see if it works. That's what it's going to look like in here. Now what I did was I took a 1/2 inch and I drew a pilot hole. I drilled a pilot hole just so that I'm not going crazy with this thing. You know, drilling a smaller hole is always better than drilling a bigger hole. So just remember that. And here we can, unlike the other practice one, we can flip it in. And that's what it's going to look like on here. Let's see if our work. A little bit. Nice tight fit. So that is what it will look like. Be back in a second to show you the full product. A grand total of $35 we have, and I haven't figured out what I want to do with this yet. I'll have to mount it down or something. We have our automatic Keurig water filter. I'd say make sure that you don't have too much pressure going in there, or you'll end up having to tape this down. But you could potentially mount this to your counter. If you didn't have a whole home filtration system, you could also come off of your a reverse osmosis system. You know, it didn't have to be a refrigerator water supply. It could be your, underneath your sink. It could be water coming from your dishwasher. Could be anywhere. So anyways, that's it. It took me, it's like 2 hours, right at 2 hours to get this thing done. And like I said, it cost about $35. somewhere between 30 and 35 bucks for all the little pieces and parts. Most expensive part was this 10-foot dishwasher cable or hose. I probably could have done without that or gotten done with a smaller one. The second most expensive part was this needle valve, which was 7 bucks, and then the tea was 5. Everything else was $1 or $2. Alright, have a good night. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and like it, and send some comments or questions if you have any. Thanks.